So for no good reason other than mess with your head, I'm going to do this one backwards. So I'm going to start with bonus 3. Given f of x is 2x squared minus 5x minus 6, find what we call the difference quotient. Notice it wants you to find f of x plus h, which means we're going to let every x we see become x plus h. And that's supposed to be squared. To square something, as we talked about today, you have to write it twice. Otherwise, you're listening to Satan. X plus h times x plus h is going to yield an x squared, an xh, on the inside another xh, and h times h is an h squared. Now we double everything because we distribute that 2, 1, 2, 3. 2x squared, there's 2 xh's here, so 2 times 2 is 4. And I'm just carrying down stuff I've done work. Now, the next thing it wants us to do is it wants us to take away f of x, and this is f of x. Wrap before you subtract, but what do I know? Seriously, what do I know? Why would you listen to me? And it's all over h. All right, now some things are going to cancel out. We have a 2x squared, take away another 2x squared. We have a negative 5x, take away a negative 5x. And we have a negative 6, take away a negative 6. Those are all canceling out to be zeros. So we have 4xh plus 2h squared minus 5h over h. And I notice up top that all three pieces contain an h. I'm also going to change the order a little bit here. I'd have 4x minus 5 plus 2h if I pulled that h, and we're sitting over an h. And you know that h over h cancels. So here's my answer, 4x minus 5 plus 2h. And it's pretty clear on that. I mean, if you're going to take bridge math next year, so you can have easy math, you know you're not going to a four-year school, you don't have to learn how to do this. But if you're taking dual enrollment, which is college algebra, or you're taking my pre-calc class, which is college algebra and trigonometry, you have to know how to do this. Bonus 1, a circle is centered at negative 4, 3 and has a radius of 12. So if you're interested in high school, your geometry teacher made you memorize this formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is r squared. That is the standard form of a circle. And this is h, this is k. Taking away a negative becomes addition. Signs change when you enter parentheses. Y minus 3. Oops, forgot the plus sign. And that must equal 12 squared, which is 144. Part 2 is to write it in general form. In general form, I've seen this done so many ways. But general form is just going to take your squares and square them. I mean, you're going to figure out what x plus 4 times x plus 4 is. You're going to figure out what y minus 3 times y minus 3 is. Now, when you do general form, it's usually something along the lines of ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy equal to, I don't know, we'll just say z, or it's a number, okay? Sometimes it's on the left. Actually, let me rephrase that, thinking back about what I've seen more of in the past. Plus e equals 0. Let's do it that way. Well, this is just a number. Anywho, still equal to 144. And we would FOIL, double distribute, whatever you like. We'd get x squared plus 4x plus 4x, which is 8x. 4 times 4 is 16. Y times y is y squared. Minus 3y, minus 3 more, that's minus 6y, plus 9, equal to 144. And let's start putting this thing in this form. We have an x squared, we have a y squared, we have 8x, we have negative 6y, and 9 minus 144 should be negative 135. Oops, and we got a 16, sorry. We have 25 on the left. 144 minus 25 is what, 119? So negative 119 when you shift over. Ta-da! And now what I hope is the best part of the page for you is this. So doing it backwards is going to start at 20. Find f of -4. If it does not exist, state why. Here's where x is -4. There is a hole in the graph. It does not exist. Why? There is a hole in the graph. I don't know how to make that any easier. DNE, there's a hole at x equals -4. There's nothing there. F of 2. Well, f of 2 also, here's where x is 2. There is also a hole up here, but wait a second. You have a choice to make because this is piecewise functions. You can be this guy, which is nothing, or you can be this guy, which is -3. F of -2 does exist, and it happens to be a y value of -3. Average rate of change over the interval from -5 to 2. This was bad. Like 2/3 of y'all don't understand slope. Now, even though there's nothing here, oh, sorry, at -5, we're up here. And at 2, we're down here. I imagine drawing a line in, and I think about slope. I think I go back to like 6th grade, rise over run kind of idea. I am falling 8 units, and I am running 7. That's how hard that is. I went from 5 to -3. I fell 8. I ran 7. All right, moving forward, determine the y-intercepts. This one's pretty bad. Like, you're going to have to guess it. Now, I'll make this multiple choice. You'll pick, obviously, the one that's closest. But I'd say something like, of course, x is 0, but the y value about maybe 3.25, 3 1/4, something like that. State the x-intercepts. Nothing there. Does not exist. Where is the graph positive? Been a while since we've done that. This means above x-axis. That's what it means. We are positive from -5 all the way up close to -4. Use parentheses on these, never brackets. And from -4 to x values of 2. There's nothing here, so I can't include it. And that put that in the wrong spot, didn't I? That goes at 15, sorry. Graph is negative, that means below x-axis. I am negative from x values of 2 to 7. Constant would be the flat line. It happens to be the same answer as that one, 2 to 7, because this is flat line, constant. Bomb quizzes, looks like that. Now I'm on 12. Where is the graph decreasing? That'd be this guy. We are decreasing from x values of -5 all the way until we get really close to x values of -4. Increasing is this piece. I am increasing from x values from -4 all the way to 2. The range, okay, I've got this little piece down here. That's going to be a -3. And I make this big jump up to almost 0, but not quite 0, so I use parentheses. That's a bracket on that, by the way. And I rise until I hit 5. Nothing here, but there's something over here. Bracket. Domain. I have a low x value of -5, but I can't quite hit -4. So parentheses on the -4. Then I jump to the right of -4. And I walk up here and I'm like, x can't be 2, but this guy takes over. So I keep on walking to 7. Parentheses, because open dot. All right, I still got a few more minutes. See if I can crank out the ACT stuff. Nope, we got average rate of change. So to do average rate of change, you have to know the formula for average rate of change. It is f of b minus f of a sitting pretty over b minus a. And here's where you get a, and here's where you get b. This is your 5th quiz with average rate of change. I don't understand what the problem is. I don't get it. Anyways, if I want f of b, I'm going to let x be 2. Always put numbers in parentheses. That's some of y'all's issue. Now 2 squared is 4, so we have negative 4 minus 7, which is negative 11. If I want f of a, I'm going to let the x value be negative 5. So a negative 5 squared is 25. This becomes 25, but wait, there's a negative out front, so negative 25. And negative 25 minus 7, 25 and 7 makes 32. They're both negative, negative 32. And then I just plug into my little formula. I know that f of b is negative 11. I am taking away a negative 32. Some of y'all make too many sign mistakes and it shows. Bottom is 2 minus a negative 5. Now negative 11 minus a negative 32 should be 21. And 2 minus a negative 5 is 7. So I did all this work to get 3. All right, here's the ACT stuff. If a function has 3 variables, it is required to know 2 to find the third. A function is given as g of a comma b, or g is a function of a and b, and it is 2a minus 4b. Find g of negative 2, 4. This is a, and this is b. That's all there is to this. So g of negative 2 comma 4 would let a be 2. It's 2 times 2. Minus, because there's a minus, 4 times 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 minus 16 is negative 12. Write 2 equations that will solve the problem. We'll do the easy stuff first. We'll add 7. So absolute value of 2x plus 10 is 17. And then we'll change our signs. So 2x plus 10 is 17. Or we change our signs. Negative 2x minus 10 is 17. And the last one, because I'm hearing students, which means first period's about to start, is a trig problem. A line is drawn on the xy axis such that it passes through the origin and the point negative 5, negative 12. The angle between the x-axis and the line is labeled theta. Find the tangent of theta. So this thing went back 5 and down 12. It's somewhere way down here. Now we're going to imagine a triangle. We went back 5, we went down 12. We'll stick our angle theta in the corner. And we'll think about SOHCAHTOA. And I want tangent. The tangent of an angle is the opposite over adjacent side. So opposite is a negative 12, adjacent is negative 5. And a negative over a negative is a positive. Positive 12/5. And that's where I need to stop this video. So I guess next period when I get a chance, I'll finish this thing.